Hey guys, Terronicle here, and welcome to my Terronicle Reviews Season 1 finale. You all read the title, you know what I'm doing. These are my top 10 favorite animations that I've reviewed so far. And because I've already reviewed pretty much all of my favorite Bionicle animations, consider this top 10 favorite Bionicle animations for now. But before we get onto the list, I'd just like to take some time to quickly give some shout-outs to some people who have been a huge support, not only just to this series, but just for the channel in general, because without these people's support, I wouldn't have been able to keep going. So yeah, shout out to these people quickly. Alright, so the only rules for the list are that A, I've obviously already had to review it. So yeah, if your favorite Bionicle animation isn't on this list, it's because I haven't reviewed it in Terronicle Reviews Season 1 yet. But yeah, hope that it will be in Season 2. And the second rule is that technically the first episode of Terronicle, or not technically, the first episode of Terronicle Reviews, I reviewed Avengers Infinity Wars. I'm obviously not going to allow that. I'm just going to be allowing Bionicle animations because, you know, if I allowed Avengers Infinity Wars, it would top the list, obviously. Or who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have topped the list. Maybe I like some Bionicle animations a little bit more than Avengers Infinity Wars. But yeah, I'm obviously not going to be allowing that, and I'm just going to allow Bionicle animations that I've reviewed. And keep in mind that these aren't really what I think the 10 best animations I've reviewed are so far. They're just my 10 favorites. So I'm not saying that everyone are gonna like this. I'm not saying that this list is gonna be everyone's 10 picks, but I'm just saying that they're my personal 10 favorite picks. So yeah, just keep that in mind and take the list with take this list with a pinch of salt, which I quote from Phantom Strider. And I forgot to mention this earlier, and I forgot to mention this in a couple of my reviews, but this is always apparent. If if any of the creators of any of these animations are watching this and they don't like me using like an image of their animation for the review, then just for whatever reason, just contact me or comment below or contact me somehow, and I'll remove the video because I don't want to be using images from people's from people's animations without them if they don't want me to. So yeah, if you don't want me to be using an image from your animation for the review, then that's fine. That's cool. Just contact me some down, and I'll take the video down. Alright, so all these animations as well as my reviews for them are going to be linked in the description. So with all that said, let's get on to the countdown. Number 10. Toy Wars Free by Pally. I hope I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't. This was actually my favorite review. If you don't know, I did a collaboration of Great Creator for this one. And, yeah, this was probably my favorite review to do, because, yeah, me and Great Creator had a lot of fun reviewing it, and there was a lot of laughter over the name of the main villains in this animation, the Banana Gang. But, yeah, and, I forgot to mention, actually, there will be spoilers for all the animations, in this video, so, yeah, but, if you're wondering, I didn't use an upside-down photo there. That's just the best part about the animation. Pally somehow found a way to animate characters walking on the ceiling. Now, that's easily the best part, because me and Great Creator, we had no idea how we know how, because he used sticky putty, but we don't know how he was able to get up there so easily to do it. And yeah, that was easily the best part. How the characters were fighting and walking on the ceiling. That was amazing. Like, that was easily the best part. And but actually one of the main reasons this is actually number 10 is because back in December, I actually animated a short. Ended up deleting it because I wasn't really proud of it, but I ended up animating a short animation inspired by Toy Wars, where it was basically just. I basically just took. I just basically yeah. I just basically found just a bunch of like action figures and different stuff around my house, and I just animated them fighting. And yeah, it was inspired by Toy Wars, and yeah, that's one of the main reasons that this is on this list. Cause yeah, I was inspired by it to do that. But yeah, also that amazing rooftop scene. That was incredible. So yeah. Yeah, I definitely call it number 10. I think it's definitely worthy to be on the list. And yeah, so moving on to number 9. Number 9. Well, man, I'm not gonna make a lot of friends with this next choice. Alright, I know the reception for my Calln'n Davix review wasn't the best, and I know that a lot of people don't like this series, including Callon LF himself. But you know what? Screw it. I really like this series. Sure, it may be a ripoff of Onipex and Pals, but I saw it before Onipex and Pals, so I didn't. I was a stupid 10-year-old when I first saw it. I really liked it. Yeah, this is like I said, this is my opinion, so you're going to be seeing a lot of personal preference. But this was one of the first Bionicle series I really saw. If it was a good start, that's up for debate. But, yeah, so because of that, and because of the fact that, I hadn't really watched, up until recently, I hadn't really watched too much of Onipex and Pals. Yeah, I really enjoyed the series, and it was still, despite its quality, it will still have a special, it'll still be something special to me because it was one of the first series I saw, and it was the first kind of just casual, like, Bionicle series I saw. And, yeah, so I know the reception of the series wasn't the best, but yeah, like I said, it's my opinion, and, yeah, I really like Calln'n Davix. Like, I remember that, like, like a year ago at this point, like me and I was like, no, not a year ago, like 2 years, like back in 2016, I remember, I had my sister build a self-mock because I wanted to do something like Helen. Of course, it never became anything. I ended up scrapping her mock for parts, but yeah, because I kind of wanted to do something like Calln'n Davix. So yeah, it's a very personal favorite, but yeah, Calln'n Davix is definitely it's one of my favorite series, even though objectively it is definitely not the best series, and it is kind of an Onipex and Pal, not kind of, it is an Onipex and Pals ripoff. And so yeah, I liked it, but I'm gonna acknowledge that it's definitely not the best series. So yeah, moving on to number 8. Number 8. Coming in at number 8, we have Bionicle 2015 Wave 2 Battle by Borak321. If I were to describe this animation in one word, it would be insane. But it's the good type of insane. Basically, alright, so the plot of this animation is basically Kolta wants to combine his mask stealer weapon with a music box to play the Malia Ho song so he can corrupt the Toa's masks and mind control them. But at the same time, we find out that it's actually just Lord of School Spiders playing a video game or something. Oh my god. It's ridiculous, it's crazy, but I love it so much. Like I said, if I were to describe this animation in one word, it would be insane. And yeah, like I said, it's the good type of insane. And it's also kind of nostalgic for me because I remember like the day that not the day. I remember like the week that I first watched it. It was the same week that I got. Was it? I think it was Gali Uniter of Water and Skull Warrior, I think that was the same week, or no. I remember I got some Bionicle G2 set, because I remember it was around Easter, so my mom kind of just got those sets for me as like a, kind of like as like just a little like present thing. Yeah, I remember I got, it was the week of Easter I saw this for the first time, and I think we were on vacation with some friends, and I was like watching it, I don't know, but yeah, I have some, it's kind of nostalgic for me, because I remember watching it, and yeah, it's still, it's insane. That's probably the number one way to describe this one. So yeah, moving on to number 7. Right, yeah, number 7. And coming in at number 7, Waste Disposal 2 by Joe Blackman 100. This is actually, I was really conflicted on whether or not I should put 1, 2, or both on the list, because I said in my review of Waste Disposal 2 that I thought they were of, equal quality, and I still think they are, but after all was considered, I had to put the second one higher than the first one, just because, while the first one, we get to see so much of the amazing, like, kind of, like, character design with, like, the, like, metallic kind of detailing and stuff. The set design for the first one really isn't too much to write home about. The second one, however, we get amazing set design, and we get that amazing character design, but we don't get as much of the amazing character design here, but we still do get it. So yeah, after all is considered, I had to put the second one above the first. I would say that the weakest part of this one is definitely definitely the fight scene between the kind of the guy who was thrown down into disposal and the Demogorgon-like creature, because I don't know, it was kind of just a little bit anticlimactic, and the animation was a bit choppy on it, but still, easily the best part about this one and the first one, but just to kind of a lesser extent, is the presentation. The character, I just bumped my iPad, I'm sorry. The character and set design here is amazing. So, yeah. Yeah, that's easily the best part about this, and yeah, it definitely wins the award for best set design. The second one, not the first one, but yeah, the second one, like, if you're looking at it here, like, it has, like, the, kind of like a rector set, kind of like base, and then it has, like, wires, and then it has, like, the window. Yeah, it's, the set design here is definitely amazing, so yeah, it definitely wins, the award for best set design. So, yeah. Number 7, Waste Disposal 2. I hope we are on number 7, right? Yeah. Waste Disposal 2. Yeah, it's definitely worthy of number 7. So, yeah, on to number 6. Number 6. Coming in at number 6, right? Yeah, number 6, we have Jaller, and I think this remains maybe the best comedy I've ever seen. I'm serious. Jaller is hilarious, I gotta be honest. This is definitely, yeah, one of the best comedies I've ever seen. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, it's freaking hilarious. Jaller as a series is just hilarious. And yeah, like I said, if you haven't seen his videos, just go check them out, because they're only like, all of them are about 2 minutes long, and you'll get just a quick laugh. And I'm not going to explain some of the jokes, obviously, because the humor comes from seeing it from yourself. And actually, one thing I did want to mention is, my fellow BioTube reviewer, Creepy BioTube Stalker, he pointed out that in my review of Jaller, it was actually Shade123, I think, Shade Numbers, who put Jaller as his favorite BioTuber, and not the Shadowed 1-1. And I have to say, Creepy BioTube Stalker, that I knew that the whole time, and you did not need to correct me. I just said that to test you. Okay, yeah, but seriously though, yeah, Jaller, it's just hilarious. That's basically the best way to describe it, and yeah, it's definitely not, obviously, it's not canon to the official Bionicle story, because it doesn't try to be, it just tries to be, a comedy, and yeah, it succeeds at that perfectly, so yeah, Jaller, it's definitely, I would call it the best, series for comedy in BioTube, so yeah, definitely recommend it. If you haven't seen any of his videos yet, definitely go and check them out. Just they're all 2 minutes long. I mean, it really wouldn't hurt to see just a couple of them if you haven't. You'll just get a quick laugh. So yeah, number 6, Jaller. Moving on to number 5. Number 5. I'll be honest. I originally had Project Toa at 6 and Jaller at 5 because when it comes, I mean, I know that. Okay, I gotta just say straight off the bat, that Project Toa is a million times better than Jaller for sure. Like objectively, subjectively though, I hope I'm not getting those mixed up again. But yeah, um, like I think I enjoy Jaller just a little bit more if I was in the mood for comedy. Like if I was in the mood for comedy, then Jaller I would call a lot better than this. But I had to really think about it, and I thought when it comes down to this, I think I like this more because I can kind of just pop it on whenever and enjoy it. So yeah, even that, like, I'll be honest, my top three I kind of stayed the same throughout this list, but everything after there I've kind of been swapping around. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave Project Toa at this place for now. But yeah, it probably had the harshest review out of all of them from me, and not just from me actually, from me and Gladiator. Because yeah, if I were to go back, I would definitely give it higher score in everything, because it's definitely grown on me so much since I originally saw it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, everything. It really, the weakest part is just the kind of slow animation at times. But everything else is good. The story is really unique. The presentation is amazing. The animation is good, even though it can be a bit, not shot, just kind of a little bit choppy at times. But it's not bad, obviously. It can just be a little bit choppy at times. But yeah, it's definitely grown on me a lot since my initial review and reaction. So yeah, I'm fine with putting it on this spot on the list for now. But who knows? This may change in the this whole list may change in the future. Who knows? And who knows? I may update it later on. But yeah, moving on to number 4. Right? Yes, moving on to number 4. And for number 4, coming in at number 4, we have the 2016 Winter Trilogy by Bionicle MP, and I don't think that's actually not. I think he actually did have a name for it, but I'm just calling it 2016 Winter Trilogy because So yeah, out of all of the series and animations I've seen, this is the one that probably mixes humor and action the best, and the jokes here are honestly really funny. Like, I'm not gonna spoil any of them, obviously, because it's more funny to just see them yourself. But I will say that most of them are references to other things. So if you get the reference, then it's really funny. And yeah, so what the jokes are here, but the story is actually like I found myself actually interested in the story here, and it does make fun of Bionicle lore a lot, which I like. Yeah, a lot of the jokes here are references, and actually, in another one of Bionicle MP's videos, he actually, Rakshi, one of my favorite characters from his channel, goes, "Will you guys stop referencing old Bionicle memes, old video games?" And I forget the last one, but she basically just points out all the things that they've been referencing. And that's really funny. It's not in the series. I just want that kind of sums up the humor of these videos in a nutshell. But yeah, the stories I'm actually finding myself really like compelled in, cause like I will say, yeah, like I said, they do make fun of like the Bionicle things a lot. But yeah, the stories, and they're like cohesive stories. It's not just comedy. And I will say that another thing I really like about this series are the characters. The characters are just they're really entertaining to watch. Like there's Necten, Rakshi, Umarak, who's like Jestro with his chest being the Book of Monsters, Scrawl with googly eyes. There's There's the Hakimu trying to like push the Gen 2 story when all the to over Toa just want to. There's Onua who's trying to eat everything. Yeah, I probably should have said spoiler warning before, but whatever. Yeah, it's really funny. That's and it mixed, but it's also like it also has really good action. So yeah, I think it easily makes number 4 to me. So yeah, moving on to the top 3. We're moving on to the best of the best here, people. And number 3, we're on the bottom 3, people. Alright, so yeah, like I said, the last 7 entries kind of just swapped around, but these bottom 3 were the same the whole time. So coming in at number 3, we have Bionicle Fall of the Virtues, which I have to say, it definitely feels like the biggest anime. Like, the music and just the whole tone of it is just, everything here is important. It's all coming, and that's probably, I think the tone here is probably my favorite part. Everything just feels important, and I think the music really helps it. You know, the really kind of suspenseful music. You know, din 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 din. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, one thing I can say about this one is it definitely has the best intro out of all of them. Mainly because not many of them have an intro, but out of the ones that do, yeah, this one is definitely yeah, this one definitely has the best, and yeah, like everything feels important. Like when you hear the title "Fall of the Virtues," you know that something's up because if you know how important the 3 virtues are in the Bionicle War, you know, unity, duty, destiny. I hope those are right. Yeah, those I said those are right. Yeah. You know that if it's the fall of them, you know, it's like it's important now, and yeah, and I will say that actually. Another really amazing part is the set design for the Skrull, who's like kind of the main villain here, kind of. The set design for his lair with all the kind of like barbed wiring details is amazing. And then when like Nuparo gets like possessed, and there's it was Nuparo, or was it Nuparo or Mator? I don't know. When one of the characters gets possessed, no, it wasn't Nuparo. Yeah, when Nuparo gets possessed, and there's kind of the clay over. I'm sorry, I haven't really watched this one for a while, so sorry if I'm getting anything wrong. Yeah, and you know, there's the clay over him. Yeah, that's truly amazing. So yeah. It was it Nuparo or Matoro? I'm sorry, I can't remember now. So yeah, I think the best way to describe this one is yeah, everything feels important. The weakest part though is the set design for some parts is kind of weak. But yeah, that it's when everything else is when like everything else has like an amazing like tone and atmosphere, then yeah, it's kind of easy to look over. So yeah. Overall, Fall of Virtues is definitely makes my top 3, and it's definitely my third favorite Bionicle animation and thing I've reviewed, or animation I've reviewed so far. So yeah, on to the bottom 2, people. We're almost there. We are almost there. I don't know what I just said. And for number 2. Coming in at number 2, if you're a fan of my channel, then this shouldn't come as any surprise. I'm putting this one this high up. 2016 Wave 2 Battle by Borak 321. This I can definitely call the best one on. You know, I'm not even gonna. I'm saying this confidently. This is the best stop motion I have ever seen. And I am not exaggerating. I'm serious. This is the best stop motion I've ever seen. Now, I'm only gonna have like about 3 minutes to talk about this, but I probably could have just talked about this single animation for the whole video, because I have that much to say about it. But yeah, I kind of have to be quick about some things here. But yeah. This is easily the best animation I've ever seen, because yeah, I've said, if you want like most of my thoughts on this, you can I've basically referenced this animation in pretty much every single episode, because I think it's, yeah, the best Bionicle animation out there, and just best stop motion animation out there. But yeah, easily the best part about this is the animation and the attention to detail. Like, I've said this so many times, but Borak 321 goes the extra mile by showing the characters breathing when they're standing still. Like, that's too good. Like, Bionicle characters don't breathe, but it's just the attention to detail is just incredible. And I don't remember really if I talked about this in my review, but I think the most epic part of any Bionicle animation I've ever seen is the image here, where Makuta has his hammer and he's about to hit Ikimu. It basically goes in slow-mo, and then when in that 2 seconds, you know, oh my god, it's going down, the fight's about to happen, and, you know, the actual music for the fight, I don't really know the actual song, but, you know, the song is like, it's more than emotion, you're never gonna. Yeah, that song. Whenever I hear that song, I think of the first time I saw this and how just blown away I was by that incredible fight scene at the end. That fight scene at the end is amazing, and probably the weakest part is that it can be a bit hard to follow at times because there is no dialogue. But if you are able to follow it and you just kind of look past how it can be a bit confusing at times, then yeah, this is easily the better than Canister Wasteland in my opinion, easily. And yeah, it's my favorite, not my favorite. It's what I call the best anime. It's not my favorite, obviously. It's only at number 2, but yeah, I can call it the best, and it's easily one of my favorite. It's my favorite standalone animation, and I just spoiled. Number 1 is a series, guys. Yeah, it's my favorite standalone animation, and yeah, it's easily in my top 2. And, yeah, there's not really anything else to say here, so, I mean, I don't really know what else to say here, just, yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it, it will blow you away, it's incredible. It's easily, yeah, like I said, the best Bionicle animation I have ever seen, and at this point, unless, Borak 321, if you're watching this, who knows, you may top it with your, 2006 battle. I don't know if you're actually doing, you said you were, yeah, well, yeah, you're doing that. Yeah, who knows, you may top it with your 2006 battle, because at this point, I think you're the only one who can really top this animation if you just do a better one, so, yeah. For now, I don't think anything's really gonna top this for being the best, but like I said, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. It's the best, but it's not my favorite. It's my second favorite. So let's move on to number 1 and my favorite. And finally, coming in at number 1, my favorite animation that I've reviewed so far is... Coming in at number 1, we have Bionicle Insurrection, and for me, there was no other choice. Bionicle Insurrection is easily my favorite, I'll call it an animation, even though it's a series. It's my favorite Bionicle animation of all time, and Bionicle series of all time. But why, you may ask? Well, I was gonna talk about this in a future video, and I thought this video would be the perfect time. So, while Terronicle Studios may have been the one to inspire me to actually take on stop motion, and start doing stop motion myself. Bionicle Insurrection by Startix Films, I forgot to mention that. This is what inspired me to actually make my channel and actually start making Bionicle animations for YouTube. And yeah, that's why it's that's not the only reason I like it. I like it because it's a really good series. Like, and what I like about it the most is how it actually handles it handles darker topics actually with respect. Like, it's not like One Course Meal from SpongeBob, where they joke about suicide in SpongeBob. No, this talks about topics like suicide and death and all that, but it actually treats it with the respect that it deserves in a Bionicle animation. And for me, that's pretty impressive. And yeah, it was definitely a huge inspiration to me and my channel. So, yeah, for me, it easily tops my list, and it easily makes my number 1 favorite Bionicle animation slash series. And, yeah, awesome job at this Startix Films, and I'm super pumped up for Season 2. I'm definitely going to be doing a review of Season 2. Startix, if you're watching this, if you're okay with it, yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a review of Season 2, and, yeah, I'm definitely really pumped up for it. So, yeah. Bionicle Insurrection is easily my number 1 favorite animation that I've reviewed so far. So, yeah. So those were my picks for my top 10 favorite animations that I've reviewed so far, and for now, of all time. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but this was actually originally going to be a top 5 list, but I thought, because this is getting out late, and because the last review was so the review before... The review before my, Maniac Mac review was so crappy, I thought I'd make it a top 10 to make that up for you guys, so, yeah. I'd like to thank you all for watching and helping me get to this milestone of 20 episodes for the Season 1. And tune in Monday, July 16th for the beginning of Season 2. And who knows, I may be reviewing something by Tectonic Films. Maybe a series he concluded recently?